I ask also colleagues from the other side to also mobilize their teams and take time so that people understand why we are doing this. Because sometimes Parliament pushes back and say they have a mind of their own, and they tell us that they are an independent house and we should not give them lectures. And I run into that all the time. But I'm sure this time round, knowing the magnitude of what we want to do, I want to ask members of Parliament to really consider working with us on this subject. Finally, let me commit to you, as I commit to the nation, that we will continue to do our best as a country to forge unity, peace, and so that we can drive the progress of Kenya, which leaves no citizen, no community, no side behind, that we will all move together. So thank you very much for the good job that you have done. When finally the history of Kenya will be written, I am sure that if you will not have a chapter, you will not miss some paragraphs in some place, that there were some good people who did a good job for Kenya. But when finally I write mine, surely you'll have a chapter. So I want to say thank you very much. I know my friend, former Vice President, has said that these good people have said that we are pushing the candidature of the former Prime Minister. And I said when I was in Parliament the other day with the East African Legislative Assembly that indeed we have agreed as leaders from the East African community, because it is the turn for the East African side of our continent to provide the leadership for AU. I have consulted with the leaders of our region, and we have agreed to support the candidature of the Honorable Raila Odinga. And it is because, number one, he is Kenyan. Number two, we believe he has the stature and the wherewithal to handle the affairs of that office. And number three, as East Africans, we have agreed that we move together in that direction. So, my friend Stephen and the teams here, you remember, we all remember, we pushed the candidature of Amina the last time. We did very well. She won the first round, but she didn't win the final round. And it is another opportunity for us as a country to present a candidate from Kenya for the position of AU. This is not about political sides. This is about Kenya. And we must always remember that there is politics and we have a nation. And when there are issues that concern Kenya as a nation, we must close ranks as communities, as parties, as sides, so that we can all move together. In fact, we do not have as many Kenyans in international positions as we should. And we should change our strategy so that we can be able to get more Kenyans occupying positions in the international framework, because take your seats. So I was just making the point that we have opportunities globally to present Kenyans for global positions, and we should exploit that opportunity, or continental ones for that matter. So thank you very much, good people. Thank you, Stephen, for, I'm sure you have said Kimani has become, you know, measured now. He's less frontal. I am sure he hung around you for a while, and the diplomacy around you may have rubbed on him. Yeah, and I'm sure we can all move together. And then my good friend Mudomi Thionkulu there, who was the leader of our team, you have said correctly that he's from Tharaka. And I thought you came from Tharaka. And therefore you shouldn't have a problem with it. Yeah, so yeah, he's a good guy, yeah? Okay, thank you very much. So otherwise, asanteni sana. It is good to meet old friends, Adam Solo there, and Zain. You know, we were together in the constitutional manenos, and so we've been on all sides in different times, and that is the nature of Kenyan politics. So otherwise, pongezi sana. I am truly grateful for this, and I am sure we're going to move together as a people. Asanteni sana. God bless you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. With your permission, I request please.